terrified. I'm gonna have to sell my driver. I mean, I jumped all in on this, but here it is. Want to take a look? This one actually has some pretty cool options. This one, I'm told, I gotta double check, but this has the Ford Y block 312, which was the top option for engine size. 4-barrel carburetor. This one was special ordered with a Ford-O-Matic transmission, which was an upgrade. It was white and sunset coral, pink to the rest of us. It had the Western themed upholstery, which I wish we could find more of that. That's pretty cool. It had some special kind of upgraded radio, dial line, something. Radio, I guess they're getting really hard to find. There's the automatic. It came with the clock, which I also think was an upgrade. So the interior is kind of this, I think they call it buckskin tan, but it's almost like a champagne color. And then the upholstery was kind of a reddish brown. I bet when it was new, it was really, really, really stunning. Oh, here I am. I'm just sitting inside. Ow, the smell. I mean, that is some pungent, micey ammonia kid vomit in a old gym sock filled with regret kind of a smell. And I was a firefighter. This is pretty bad. I wouldn't say it's my top 10, but oh my gosh, poor thing. So all the upholstery is gonna have to come out, and all that foam and everything's it's just junk. It's awful. Floors are bad in it. It's pretty dinged up, but I got this magnificent vehicle for $1,000. So $1,000 car, still has the motor, transmission, all the glass is intact, and it came with 2 extra rear pieces of glass, which I'm hoping to sell. The paint on the inside is actually not bad. So I think once we get the seats out and can look at the floors and we start doing a little body work, and I didn't have a title, which is always, that's no fun for anybody, but anyway, start looking around and trying to figure that one out. I had to do it on my dump truck, so we'll do it again. But yeah, this is gonna be my daily driver. The 312 under the hood, I just kind of tried it. It's definitely locked up. Not happy about that, because you go with the whole, oh, you know, this started 10 years ago, the guy before me. No way. Absolutely no way. No way at all. No way at all. Cool, huh? Look at that. The doors close amazing. The hinges aren't bent. The latches are not worn out. All the gauges are intact. Those are the positives. I mean, all the other $1,000 cars I was looking at, there wasn't a motor and transmission, so at least this has one. I saw that JNS machine, something like that, they actually make there's a 312 long block that they make that's like $2,500. I don't think I could have this block machined for $2,500 here, let alone buy the pistons and kit and all that. So might be doing that, although the engines is what I like to play with. So kind of sad I don't get to build the short block, at least anything. But anyway, we might do that. So that's kind of the plan. That's the introduction to the car. So here we are. The very rear floor under the seat is actually pretty strong, but in front of it, holes. We'll probably have to do some body support structure stuff. The sills I didn't think were as bad, but look at this. This thing got hit pretty good in this corner. And with all the salt on the road, it just ate that out. So this body line piece has got me kind of freaked out, but door closes all right, and I think we can pull the majority of that out. Then, of course, it's not going to need lower rear rocker stuff. It's got most of the trim, although this side, the Country Squire or Country Sedan thing got hit right here really good. Yeah, seriously, doors, I mean, the doors close great. So obviously the normal places where things rust, it must have been sitting under a tree or something, because it's got all this moss. I mean, it looks like barnacles. Actually looks like barnacles on there. So maybe I'll try to give it a wash. So it had this kind of continuation of this Western theme with this brownish red vinyl instead of carpet. There's the 2 extra rear windows if somebody needs one for one of these. This was optional. The reverse light lit up, otherwise that's just blocked off, but that was a big option. Had the tow hitch. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It almost looks like it had some like striping there, but I don't know. I may take chances. I may take chances with a lot of things, but your lungs kind of done messing with that. Did a lot of overhaul without my SCBA on. It's just the culture, I guess, and the time. So you don't want hantavirus or gonorrhea, syphil, whatever is in there. So. Yeah. Oh, you can't even see me over there. Well, I got most of the interior cleaned out. You can't hardly see me over there. Well, I got most of the interior cleaned out. This motor's pretty locked up, but I'm going to take off the carb. I'm going to try to vacuum out, make sure a mouse or something didn't crawl down this way, and probably just fill it with ATF and whatever else I can find. Just soak it down, and then I'm just going to let it sit while I'm trying to get some of the other stuff done. I still got to finish my Max 2 ATV, and then go from there. All right, got the carburetor off. They call it a teapot carburetor because it looks ridiculous. Down into the intake doesn't look too bad actually. Some rust, but there's no way this thing started anytime soon. So I'm really just trying to get set up to start just soaking it and leaving it, so I can finish up my Max 2, like I've already said about 50 times. And but anyway, take a look. So I was expecting like mice to be down there and all kinds of nests and stuff right under the carb, but the carb actually moves pretty free and I don't see anything. So next, take a valve cover, maybe both. Oh, gotta break the seal. Wow. Wow. I'm not sure if this has ever been apart. I got it, got the valve cover off. Boy, that was stiff, like it had never been apart before. But actually, it's not all gummed up. And the push rods spin, which is a big deal, right? If they're not spinning, you've got a problem. But I mean, that looks remarkably clean. Usually these are really gunked up. Huh. Definitely not the worst I've seen. I expected that kind of 50s caked up non-detergent oil grease stuff on there. That off, or maybe take the intake off and look at the valley pan. Yikes. So I took off the intake. I had to get some help to lift it, but anyway, I just didn't want to wash. If I filled it through the intake valves with oil or ATF or something, I didn't want to get all the crap through there. And yes, I am, it's at a certain point going to pull the plugs, but I'm going to try to really fill them up. So here we go. Hey, so if you think that was crazy or a waste of product or oil or ATF or power steering, don't look at it as a waste. And I didn't have to pay for it. A lot of times if you have neighbors or friends or whatever that have a lot of that stuff on their shelves that they're getting ready to throw out, or they ask you, hey, do you know where I can recycle this? Maybe it's worth you taking. So, and a lot of times your area hazardous materials roundup or cleanup, they probably have quite a few of those out for you to take for free. So that's basically where all this product came from. Couldn't help myself. Popped it off, got excited, forgot to turn on the camera. Not bad, right? You expect engines this age to be nothing but sludge. And I know I poured some oil down in there, and that's what this is, and it's not very rusty. So I'm thinking it. Well, the water pump, I was able to move the fan a little bit, so it's not bound up on that. And I should probably just cut the belt off. And this cylinder is soaking through because I had to top it off, and the rest are just kind of hanging in there. One of these, one of them, the one that was all the way down, I filled that whole cylinder. So we'll just keep soaking it down and see what happens. So I got a little crazy last night. Sorry, I got a little OCD about this thing. And went ahead and took off, I can't even remember what I said last time where I was, but I took off the valley cover and took off the rocker arm assemblies. And I had started to I filled all the intake ports that you can see. And they've all kind of worked their way through except for one. And then I took a soft dead blow hammer and just kind of burped the valves, and then all that penetrant went through. Then the valves and hopefully some of the seat got some lubrication, but I just have this one that's stuck. But now I don't have to worry that it's like a bent push rod, because all these actually look really good and straight. If it is one of the lifters, no, that's not really connected to anything. Well, that's not true, is it? Be connected to the timing chain, so it could still be some of that stuff. But look how clean it is under there. I mean, I hadn't thought somebody went through this, but I mean, how is that possible? I've pulled apart quite a few 50s engines, and they have like a centimeter of gunk in there, and they're just covered. This has none of that. So, or it didn't have a lot of miles, I guess. But next I got to take off the heads, but I got to make some things, make sure I keep the push rods in the right order and the lifters in the right order, maybe a piece of cardboard or something with some holes in it. But encouraging, very encouraging.